Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I apply to things, whether it's a university, a research position, a club, or a job. I have a 5-step process which I use. This is my perspective, but hopefully it's beneficial to you in some way. Let's get into it. Firstly, you need to understand what is and is not a basic requirement. For instance, certain universities require set high school courses and certain jobs may require maybe a license of some form. So these basic requirements need to be met, and usually there's a standardized process to actually go through that. However, there aren't always basic requirements for a position. Instead, there are recommended ones. We recommend having a degree in the subject. We recommend you have 3 to 4 years of experience doing a task, and on and on. Your first step should be to differentiate between basic and recommended requirements, because then you can focus your attention on only the most essential things. On to step 2. You need to put your work out there on the internet and create readable content explaining or showcasing what you have and can do. It is said that around 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during the hiring process. If you're going to be Googled ahead of time, or if your LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter is going to be checked, then you have an opportunity ahead of an interview to showcase what your understanding and work is and demonstrate the skill set that you have. So how do you put your work out there? I would recommend setting up a website. It's the most basic way of doing it. You can have free options such as WordPress or Wix, or if you want something that you can maybe pay for and get slightly higher quality websites, you have things like Squarespace and Ghost. On the other hand, if you want something free and can mess around with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then I'd recommend just downloading a free template online and edit it in a programming editor like VS Code or Atom. After you change the information on the template as you see fit, get a domain name and then host your website on Netlify and GitHub for free just by dragging your files in. There are tons of tutorials online that can show you exactly how that works. This is what I currently do with my website. So having a website where you can showcase your work or do a write-up or post a video about things that you have done or can do is a really great way to demonstrate your knowledge of something. You can even bring it up during an interview or pull it up during a conversation with someone. So it's a great way to redirect people to certain things that you've done in the past. Thirdly, in line with the previous tip, you need to do projects or work related to whatever position you're applying for. When I was applying to get into Toronto, which is UFT's self-driving car club, I decided to spend some time upskilling myself first. I went from basic Python knowledge to learning more about machine learning since I wanted to apply to the perception team, which works with that technology. I found courses online that could help me learn that, as well as did a ton of projects alongside that to showcase my understanding. I also did the Intro to Self-Driving Car Nano degree during that time, which offered not just more generic knowledge, but very task-specific knowledge, which would come in handy when I gave an interview. And because of tip 2, I was showcasing all of that work online. You don't have to be an expert at what you're applying for, but all of this effort demonstrates that you have skills and that you're motivated to continually learn. This brings us to tip 4. To land and succeed at an interview, not only do you need to know your stuff, which is what the previous tips were about, but you also need to know about who you're going to be applying to and talking with. If there's a standardized application process, then by all means, go through that. But if there isn't, and even if there is, you could potentially consider this. Reach out to people in that group that you're applying to and try understanding what they're working on. Your conversation with them doesn't always have to be centered around getting hired or accepted. Instead, use these conversations as an opportunity to learn about things that these insiders know about. What went really well for them? What are some things that they've been struggling with? And so on and so forth. Then, if your conversation has gone well with them, you can always, at the end of it, ask them to refer you to their hiring manager or connect you with the person that is in charge of recruitment. This achieves a few things. You've now connected with someone, or maybe become a friend. You may get a referral, which is always nice, and you learn more about the place that you're applying to, which will make conversing about things in an interview much easier. Finally, step 5. The last thing is a mindset thing. You could go through this process and do everything, but you still may fail. It's just a thing that happens in life. I applied through a standardized process and got rejected from universities like MIT, and even in the University of Toronto, I emailed tons of professors and labs trying to get summer research positions, and every single response I got this year was a no. Nope. Nah. And more no's. But I like to trust in the process because the process has many benefits. As a result of the effort that I went through, I'm now connected with and have conversed with a lot of people. Having a website with my work still opens me up to more opportunities in the future, and the experiences that you gain through the process of building these things or applying can always be used to try again in the future. So if things don't work out, go ahead and try again. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. If you want to open a conversation about anything that I said, please leave a comment down below. That's about it. See you in the next one.